There are several different ways to create gap fill exercises in Smartboard. Here the learners are asked to drag the verbs into the text. Once they've done this, they can drag the star across the page onto the target to reveal the correct answers, which they can compare with their ideas. This exercise is created using grouping. To begin with, copy and paste the text that you wish to make a gap fill exercise from. Now, make the text large enough for the learners to see and edit it. You're going to create equally sized gaps in the text. So I've got my two gaps, and now what we need to do is create boxes, coloured boxes, on top of these gaps. So using the Shapes tool, the boxes need to be filled, so on Properties, select the colour of your choice, and then drag the box into place. And it's important that the boxes are the same size as one another. So select the box and clone it as many times as needed and drag into place. Now, using the text tool, you need to type on top of each coloured box the text that fits into the gap. You might need to make this slightly smaller so that it definitely fits in the space. Now you've got your information, but remember these are all separate items, and you want the text to be grouped with the box that it's on top of. So select the two, and the shortcut for group is Ctrl+G. You can of course still do this from the drop down menu. Sometimes it's difficult to get hold of them, in which case just move the text out of the way for a second. Okay, so now you've got your two answers, you need to group these two together, group your coloured boxes together, and you need to make a clone of this. Drag the clone out of the way. This is going to be your master, provide the answers to the learners. So these two items no longer need to be grouped because these the learners are going to drag on and off the page. So ungroup these and store them somewhere that the learners can find and drag into the spaces as they decide on their answers. Now, returning to the master, the layer that the learners will drag over to check their answers, drag this back into position, and now we're going to create a checking method. Remember here we had the star which dragged over on top of the target. So you can do this at any shape using the Shapes tool. So I've created a diamond shape here, and I'm going to select the diamond and select my answers and group these together. This provides the layer that we can move on and off the page. And below it, I want a shape to match the diamond up to. So we need to lock in place the text and the marker. The answers we can store so that only the shape is visible. And now our exercise is complete. The learners can approach the board, drag their answers into place, and then you can guide them into or give them written instructions to move the diamond across to check their answers.